Hola. I don't know what to do this reading on, though. I have some ideas of I have the title and that stuff, but we don't know where we're going. Isn't that the best place to be going, right? Rather than to go to get revenge or go to seek getting the thing we wanted so that we could have it, so that we could just give up after that, right? Oh, got it. I got my toy. Oh, shit. Got the work done. Now I get the paycheck in 2 weeks. Now this reading's something about the water dog in the year of the snake. No snakes allowed. They must be just floating along on driftwood. Or them water snakes. I don't know. Maybe the water dogs floating along on driftwood. But you know, so I was born in the year of the water dog. Yeah, but the water. Huh. The water. What is the water? It's either water or it's not water. So then what is the water? The adds a lot of dimension to things. That word the. It could mean, oh, not water, fire. Oh, it could mean, oh, here's laddering in exchange. That's what most people think it means. Oh, I'm laddering in exchange. But nobody's supposed to see it. Don't get in my way. I'm laddering in exchange. What? The fuck are you talking about? That's just what spirits told me. Yeah, here's laddering in exchange. Okay. Okay. What? Who's here? What exchange? What ladder? If you're in exchange, you just show up with the money. If we were building the ladder, we'd all be able to see the ladder. See what you're working on. What are you exchanging? You have to give something up, right, for an exchange. In order to get something. Man, that just puts so many things into perspective, doesn't it? Yeah, the year of the snake. Oh, it's not a snake, it's about the snake. Okay. What's a snake? If it's not a snake. Oh, shit. There's all kinds of things that are gonna come up this year. And nobody's gonna know what to do about them. Damn it. Ooh! Shit. They're flying out everywhere. Oh, good. Oh, let's take a look here. What do we got going on here? I don't even know what we're talking about. Much less to put it into perspective. We're just having fun. Well, the first thing threw out was justice, so that's good. We always like justice. That means that good people get good things. Bad people get punished, right? What's good and bad? Oh, damn, that's why ladies' justice is blind, holding the scale with nothing in it. Yeah, the truth remains to be seen. Because, well, for instance, what about Hitler? Was he a bad guy? Was he a good guy? Did they write the story about him and put him in the story however they wanted to? Or did they lead him on so that it looked like he's holding the bag? Or, was that a necessary evil? Did they put him up to it so that they could help the world in the future? Or was the Nazi thing that all the world powers were actually working with him and figuring out a way to destroy the world later? Oh my God. There's the question, right? Justice isn't that simple. But it should be as simple as, well, you did something bad, you should pay for it. But what's bad? That always comes back to that real question. Yeah. That's why the law is the law. And sure, you can get caught by somebody. But for one, for somebody to tell on you, they made themselves out to be the hero and the victim and the problem that gets away with murder in somebody that they point out. Oh, that person did it. Oh, good. Look, I did a good deed. Look, get a star for me. You know, I didn't apprehend the person. And if I did, well, I would have laid hands on him. And that means that I broke the law. Oh, shit. Oh, but if I point him out, didn't I lay hands on him? Damn it. Oh, man, I'm the bad guy. Is one way to see it. So what good is it to tell on anybody? You might as well tell on yourself. Okay, I'm good at that. So far, we're winning. And anybody that tries to use somebody's information against them is the abusing victimizer. But how do you balance that? If you're innocent and just telling it like it is the best you can, then 10 minutes later and the next day you're like, oh, I should have told the judge this. I forgot. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I want justice to be served. Oh, but if justice is served, then somebody's going to get hurt. Oh, damn. Yeah, puts everybody back in their seats. Yeah, what's right and wrong? Nobody knows. Unless you absolutely, it's easy to tell. It's easy to tell sometimes. If you reach out and you touch somebody harmfully, or without their permission, that's pretty much a broken law right there. Nobody has a right to be grabbing anybody, punching anybody, shooting anybody, coming over, shoving anybody down. That's a right that nobody has, except for those that are trapped in the law, against the book, and against their soul, and against their ego, and against Jesus, and against their family, and against their position, and against all the money they make. And, well, God's got to sort it out. So that's why God's part of the system, as the blind lady with the empty scales. Because, well, even all the evidence could be falsified. There's a lot of innocent people that have been murdered, and everybody thought that they were guilty. It's just best just to stay away from the law. And each look at their own shit, mostly. And if they're going to look at anything else, well, make sure we know that that's an opinion, right? But everyone has a right to their opinion, and a right to change it as we learn. I'd like to see since these cards threw themselves out here for us. We've been given we were given the hidden chariot. It was face down. It's the only one that came face down, so I think that's good. Because, yeah. Isn't this the chariot? This is how we go someplace? And isn't this the other place to go someplace? And really, we're just here, whether we're walking down the street, whether we're talking to a screen, whether we're on the phone. But that's the weird thing, how they separate everybody's mind and their body. That the mind is the body, but the body is the mind, but there's no mind outside of the body. But every body has Jesus as the smallest grain of sand. Once there's nothing to attach to, then boom, you get to see him. And then what? Yeah, then what? So then they gave everyone plenty of options. I don't mean to go here. What does this mean? And we don't have an order of numbers for somebody to attach to because they came out in different orders. All we know is justice flew out first. The rest of it came out in different orders, different places, and it's all been moved around. Bad people like to try to get in on somebody's routine and be like, okay, so then this means, well, then I'll turn this around on them. What kind of people does that? Losers. I mean, damn. I mean, that's what each of us is supposed to be doing for ourselves and to ourselves. And growing, right? And seeing our own mind as the thing that flips over and that can come out in reverse and come out forward. But when it's in forward, Well, there's always a piece that's still in the back in reverse, and how the mind is, and how the body is, because, well, the mind of everyone at its core, when there's nobody in there, meaning you don't have a name, you don't have any thoughts other than hungry. I don't have a word for it. There's a feeling in my somehow in the play. There's a place of a feeling. I don't know. I'm just trapped in here at no place with nothing. I'm a baby. I was just born. That's where everybody's Jesus lives at. That's the first and the last and the only. That's all that there is. There's no way to escape it. It's impossible because the body has the mind. The body started with one cell and all the things included into it. All the schematics. And everybody got the same schematics. The same schematics of seeing the same guy. Why? Well, because that's how the universe made it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, does it? The space and time and light and the Big Bang and all this stuff stacked all this stuff together, moved everything around, and it created all these creatures, and then it made other people that are not quite people but sort of like people, and then sooner or later one of those people goes, what the I just saw a guy. What? You just saw a guy? You been eating those funny mushrooms again, Phil? Oh wait, we don't have words yet. Damn, how are we going to go forward from this? I don't know. Man, how did the world get to here from there? That's a good question. I can't imagine that tens of thousands of years that went on where there was no language and we're just grunting at each other. But every time somebody got stuck, they're like, I saw a guy. Oh my God, is he creeping on me? I'm going to be looking out for that motherfucker. Is an angel? What are angels? Is that God? I don't know. Oh, what's this life about? I don't know. I'm hungry. Okay, maybe I'll just go get something to eat and forget about it. Oh, well, maybe this is true for me and for you, but it looks different on different ends of it, right? There seems to be struggles in the collective with self-esteem and confidence, where everyone, and that kind of has to do with the conversation, I suppose, that's coming out here. That everyone seeks validation. And so you go to church with your parents. Okay, now I'm good. Oh, I donated $20 to the sheriff's office. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I went to work every day this week, and I worked all the hours. Okay, that's good. But okay, then what'd you do with your spare time? Oh, yeah, you're right. I should do something with my spare time. If I don't do anything with my spare time, does that mean I'm bad? I don't know. Does it? Does eating a piece of cake mean you're bad? Does smoking a cigarette mean you're bad? Does having a job mean you're bad? Does listening to music make you bad? These are all valid questions. Especially when we base our self-confidence upon others. I went 36 years before I seen that guy. And I had to choose to die to see him. It was die or meet God. And I remembered. What I remember? I remembered I didn't know. And I paced. I said, why am I here? Oh, yeah. I want to go home and see Dad. Boom. I saw myself in the mirror. For what it's worth, everything told me that's me. I'm like, no shit, that's his name. It's me. No. And then the spirits would say, no, that is you. Well, I know that everybody's got that. And they'd say, no. It's actually you. I'm like, well, what good is that to me? Everybody always leaves me out. Every time I want to be a part of something, they always pull me in to use me and they kick me to the side. But if everybody's got that, then why does everybody do that to me? If that's me, but that's what everybody's doing to themselves. It doesn't make any sense. And the spirits didn't have shit to say about that, did they? So everyone's struggling with how and where and why to hold your confidence. If it's not in the Land Rover or whatever, in your mansion, or okay, I got my kids, at least I got my kids. So that makes me important, doesn't it? No, not necessarily. I mean, everybody can, shit. You don't have to have sex. You can just do it in a fucking tank and make 100 babies at once. I'm just, everybody slip and fall in something at the bar. I mean, you get careless. That's the thing. Kids can come out of carelessness, and a lot of them do. But that's a miracle. Wow. Just like seeing God. Just, what a miracle, huh? But apparently everyone else got a different message. And I'm not trying to take over the conversation because, well, shit, everyone brought me in one way or another. And if they didn't, well, I'm not going to stay out of it. Everything told me I'm part of this conversation, an important part of it. And so is everyone, each and every other one, too. Also, however you want to phrase that. And so I take everyone's opinion as something important. They're not just assholes and everybody's got one. No, that's disrespectful. We all get triggered. Especially when our home is open for any old fucking frog, cow, snake, fucking anteater, slugs, whatever, to walk right through it, right? And that's where we all end up on YouTube. Anything can show up. And that's not degrading anyone. It's just like, that's what happens when you're a star. You're just hanging up in the sky, and everybody and everything and every blade of grass can look at you. Imagine what the sun has to deal with. It'd rather not come up some days, but it does. And nobody can stop it. Not seeing the one within. Nobody's been able to make it so that he can't show up inside, and nobody stopped me from getting here. If anything, everyone pushed me to the front of the pack for whatever reason. And I'm not trying to be anything I'm not. Those are all stories that pertain to that me that we all know of. But if I am him, and so is each other in some way, that's profound. There's no reason anybody would hurt anybody else. You're just hurting yourself. And if you're hurting yourself, well, that's confusing. Because that's what the mind does, right? The mind hurts itself. It comes up with plans and ideas just so that it can get turned around on itself and go, damn, that was a bad idea. Well, maybe I'll take other people's advice instead of taking my own. That way I can blame it on them, huh? Yeah, that's the easy way out, right? Well, my mom and dad always did it this way, so that's how I'm doing it. If you don't like it, well, then you can go talk to them. Oh, so you can't make your own decisions now, huh? Or it's on your mom and dad. Oh, okay, fine. I don't do it this way because why? If there's a because, then that kind of already sounds like trying to run away from a decision and take it out of one's own hands. It's easy enough to say, well, with the information I gathered, this is what I, at this moment, feel is the best course of action. And that's what I have to stand by. And if there's anything that comes up and it makes sense to change plans, then we will go from there. But at this moment, this is how I see it, and this is how I will respond. And this is not who I am, because I am separate from my decisions to some degree. All of us are. I mean, otherwise, well, every single thing that you ever did would be a face tat. You just have a whole bunch of ticks. This is how many times I had sex. This is how many times I cheated. This is how many card games I ever played. This is how many times I listened to that Taylor Swift song I hate. This is, and it'd just be right there on your face. But the funny thing is, all of a person's being is that in mass on a pinpoint without having to say a fucking word. And I think that's what's important. I mean, what good is a mask? This is the reason why the Halloween joke is about Jesus. Yeah, he's wearing everybody's face as a mask. He didn't even live before this. Yeah, if this guy's it, well, look. He searched the whole world looking for himself. Everybody told him, no, it's you. Okay, fine, it's me. What does that mean? I don't know. I guess I gotta dig deeper until I'm ready to die. Oh, but I can't die. God brought me here. So I guess God's gonna have to show me God. And if God doesn't do that, then I'll be glad to die. Oh, damn. I guess I'm God. Or God is. Oh. Now what are we gonna do about all these other people? That's weird. Why would they all make a point? And make a point at me? And divide it off themselves to profit in it separately. And be afraid to touch. Metaphorically. They don't want it. They all want it separately. Separately. So basically, they're nowhere to be found, but they're just like affiliated. But they won't talk about it one way or another. Like my found hidey hole. How when I became a Mason, I knew nothing about Masonry. But as soon as I had that idea in my head, the very next person in less than 3 minutes that I walked up to just happened to be the person is the daughter of the worshipful master of the town that I'm from, but it was a different town from where I was at, across the street from the lodge, with the one that had no windows. And then boom, the next day he showed up at my employment, and then we did a speed run of the first 3 degrees. And then we were done. So I guess I already knew that I couldn't go any further than that. I mean, I don't know what's going on better than I know what's going on. Only to find over the next 14 years, I wasn't necessarily studying Masonry. I mean, and I wasn't necessarily just speculating anything. I was all up in it, all around and apart from, to find, God dang, everything about these guys seems to have something that irks me off about me and myself. What is up with that? How are they connected to everything? They're not connected to nothing. And they all hide in the dark. But they're not supposed to talk to anybody outside. But everyone can go online and get their information. Oh, wait, what? They were created by the UK. And so was the Bible. But we came to America to get away from foreign powers. Like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on, right? And I think that ultimately that's every person's true story. When you're hanging on to what your parents believed or this or that, and that's the metaphor, the deeper meaning of, well, sovereignty, that the royal family, the one on the throne is the sovereign. But that's weird. If sovereignty means that you're free to have your own beliefs and do things separately, well, then that's weird, because the word sovereignty placed on the one that's on the throne, that person doesn't have a whole lot of fucking choices. They have 800 years or whatever of, well, on this day, you're going to sit here as long as we tell you to, and we're going to walk around and we're going to do the mumbo jumbo. We're going to put the crown on. You have to say these lines, and then you walk up to this and you do this. You do what the fuck you're told. Oh, damn. I thought I was God. Yeah, right. That's a sovereign position, huh? That's a shitty job. Oh, but you're the boss. Yeah, but you can't do anything you want to, can you? Well, technically, maybe, but there's probably some protocols, like a huge long list that goes back since the first king in the universe. I mean, that ever existed. So sovereignty, that's a funny term considering it came from the throne. But they threw it over here in America and said, okay, everybody over there's a king. Everybody over there's Jesus. Everybody over there can pick what religion. We're gonna bust all these religions up. We're gonna make them all about the same thing and different. And we're gonna make it so that the place that's ruling them is ruled by us. Oh, but we gave it away to them. Oh, but then they got to give it away back themselves. How can they do that? Oh, well, they're trapped in D.C. But D.C. isn't even a part of the land. Oh, but they took the land from the Indians. Oh, shit, but the Indians were already here first. Oh, but they had the right to. Oh, but we gave them land. Okay, but then now they're complaining that they don't want that land, but the people in D.C. are happy about that land, or are they? Because that's like one of the most nastiest cities there is, I've heard. It's full of gang violence and drugs and a whole bunch of people who are rich off their ass and just like do whatever they want to. I mean, that's the picture we're given. And they got the states. Oh, yeah. Oh, in this state, you can smoke weed for free. Oh, in this state, we just hand out meth on the corners. Oh, in this state, which state do I want to go to? I kind of like stuff in all the states. Which one's the best one to get a good night's rest? Well, why can't the states be closer together? Because, well, I want to get high on this day, but I don't want to get that high. Maybe we should go to a state with a limit. And all this comes back to the brain. And what the fuck are we doing here? Why is everybody wasting a bunch of fucking time arguing about nothing? And if it is something to argue about, then nobody wants to hear the other side's story. They just already know they're right. And they'll just fight it to the death because of some other reasons. Some devil on their shoulder. They just can't let it go. All right. So it seems like everybody's dealing with some confidence issues one way or another. Like, what do we rely on? Well, I don't know. You got yourself. Shit, that's all I ever had. And, well, I've had people looking over me apparently my whole life. And I've had people picking on me my entire life. It's kind of hard to tell who's who, which is which. Those that I took care of, made sure I wasn't taken care of any further than they could take all the advantage and have their cake and eat it too on the side, breaking every contract we ever agreed to. But that's beside the point. I mean, it's just looking back. Holds no weight now, really, but it's experience. Which experience is a complicated thing because, well, if you've never had a bad experience with something, then you probably continue it and have enough good experiences. You'd let go of the bad one, or you'd be like, that was a fluke, okay. But then when you have a bad experience the first time you try something, then, oh no, that's not for me. That's not for me. Which adds the next question. Okay, if we only run to pleasurable experiences, and there has to be a checks and balance system, then if you only go towards positives, damn, it looks like you got a lot of bullshit you're going to have to pay for in the future. I guess there's our debt system of America, right? You want your car now? You want a fancy one now? You want to be the baller? All right, you can go get a lease and pay for it for the next 5 years. Pay $100 to $300 a month for the insurance. When you could probably go get a $300 car and pay $30 a month in insurance, and if you had to replace a part or two by the end of the year, shit, you'd probably be $20,000 up. You could give that $20,000 to Mother Teresa. You could just hand it over to the church. I mean, or you just wanted to be a baller. I mean, it's how everyone wants to look at it. These are the questions. Is it really that important? What is important? And those with fancy cars, as soon as you get a fancy car, what does everybody do? They beat the fuck out of it. They either waste all their money detailing, keeping it clean, and then yelling at everybody, "Don't get near my car!" It's a big fucking hassle. And they blow a bunch of money. Oh, I got to put the special stuff in, keep it all clean. I'm gonna change my filter every 5,000 miles, every 1,000 miles because I love this charger. It's so good, you know. And then the first time you're not paying attention, bam, somebody fucking dings the door, and then your life comes apart, you know. And you're paying $500 a month to have that charger, and you're just like, ah. Every time I go to the door, I go to get it. I'm like, oh, my charger. Oh, yeah, you ruined my toy. Imagine how I feel every day of my life. I still love being me. Starving on the street, strung out, at home, doing whatever. That's the true nature of me. When nobody gives you any options, it's not easy to beat set down somebody that has nothing to die for, nothing to live for, nothing to be about other than God made me. It's on you. I mean, fuck. with the help of men that casted magic spells and set all this stuff up. So the son of man. But as the story goes, there's only one man, but that's him, but that's me, but that's the ego, but that's if there is a guy, then that just blows everything up, right? So then there's no point in talking about a man and a woman and da 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 unless it really matters. Who the fuck is hating on a man? Who the fuck is hating on a woman? Oh, we can be mad about our situations in the past, but when it comes down to it, it's really simple. So what do we got here? We got two more cards that came out. Since we're just doing this rant and rave of the Waterdog about snakes. No snakes allowed, right? You know, I see now, looking back, you know, it took me a long time. I was given tarot cards by somebody, and I'd looked into it a little bit, whatever, but not for any one reason or another. Intuitively, it was probably 2 years I had the tarot cards, whatever, and didn't even look into what they mean or anything. And some told me, it's for later. It's for later. Okay. And I don't look at any of this stuff about controlling anybody or manipulating whatever. It's information. And if it's a reflection of me, well, then it's a reflection of me. But only in that moment. Nobody can hold that against me tomorrow. Oh, you pulled the death card yesterday. So how's your transformation going? What the fuck? How's your transformation going? Because you're the one stuck on it. Huh. We're given the 9 of Wands here. Yeah, we're here. Warriors of love. I mean, with their mind about them. Trusting. It means we got the strength. Don't fear the insecurity, whatever. Each of us is hollow. Each of us is divine. Intrinsically. At its core, you know. Where that image is. That is the divine piece. And it's the piece that doesn't fit anywhere. Because that's what the body, every person's body thinks that's what their face is. Apparently. That before any animal, was conscious, then God's just inside the code and inside every cell thinking it's this one guy's face. So be it. I mean, it's a misunderstanding. I don't know. It's a paradox. So who could be more insecure? Who could be more confident? Who could be more narcissistic? Who could be more hateful to everybody? Well, if that's me, none of those things really fit. I'm not really any extremes. I'm very balanced, even in my extremes. Naturally. If I was ever put on the battlefield, yeah, you better kill me in one shot, because I will. If it doesn't kill me, my will carry me with that fucking bullet, even if it went straight through my skull. And on my last move before everything goes dark, because your head's coming off, there's nothing else that I was ever built for. If I'm dead now, then you're dead. There's nothing else for you. You know, that is. But it would have had to be put in that situation. I'd have to be on that battlefield and have to be at that situation, which is why I guess I've been so blessed that I wasn't allowed onto the battlefield, though I tried to join, and they found a way to keep me out. Well, and nature even had a way to keep me out. You're not allowed to go in if you have bees, if you're allergic to bees. That's the only thing I know I'm allergic to, bees. And that was the first question out of the recruiter's mouth. Are you allergic to anything? Yeah, I'm allergic to bees. You didn't say that. You didn't say that. I'll forget it. What do you mean? I can't let you in with that. So I didn't hear nothing. Are you allergic to anything? No. Okay, we're good. So now we're past that, considering the guy asking me probably already knew that about me. Then they get me down there, military ID and everything, all set up. Then they're like, we can't let him get in here. I mean, this is me just the rationalizing, looking back. We can't let him come in here and get killed. This has got to be a different way. Well, he smokes weed. Yeah, but it didn't come up in the test. Fucking. Well, say it did. I mean, that's the only thing I think of. So then I'm like, I get the paper and I'm like, what? I got flushed my system for fucking 2 weeks and they won't let me in the military. They say that I'm pissing hot. What the fuck? Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Who knows? And each of our fates is being carried like that. Especially if we have the heart of a warrior, the heart of a lover, the heart of wanting justice and balance and equality and all these things. But as soon as like it becomes about that, like, okay, everybody that takes something, if you didn't pay for it, then I have to kill you. And then there'll be the one person that didn't join the meeting, that was sleeping, that their mom like forgot that they were napping because they had too many edibles. Then in the morning will wake up and walk out and you're dead now. You took that orange. I take an orange here every day. Yeah, but the rule yesterday says we gotta kill you. I didn't know. Well, we're sorry. Goodbye. So here we are at represents warriors fought many battles, still ready to fight more. Oh, what's the fight? If it's a fight for love, but love is inherent. The fight is within, with one's own mind, with one's own knowledge, with one's own feelings, emotional and physical. So it's a good sign. So far, I'm seeing a very positive sign in this reading, even though we're trying to be, well, not trying to be, we're just relaxing. Since I don't have anybody to interrupt me when I'm talking, for once. Because whenever I'm talking to somebody, I could just be like, hey. Well, I wouldn't say that, but I don't talk to people like hey. Bob, I took the trash out. That was what? What'd you say? I took the trash out. Oh, okay. I never meet somebody like eye to eye. Like, okay, so what do you know about the Eiffel Tower? Actually, I know a lot about the Eiffel Tower. Really? I'm here. I asked the question. You actually going to talk to me? Yeah. So the Eiffel Tower was made in 1300, and then it's this tall. And did you know that this person? Yeah. I'm listening. Yeah. Oh, fuck! I never meet anybody like that. I'm the only one. Apparently. I gotta go online and dig through a bunch of bullshit, and who knows if any of that's even real, you know? Unless you go find at least the old book. But shit, you know, it's funny how they went through so many book burnings in the past to destroy all the books that don't align with what's aligning. What are they burning? What are they hiding? What are they trying to tell us? Oh, but now we live in a time where nobody needs a book. But if you get it online and then you go get a book, then you find, holy shit, there's a lot more information in this book than there is online. But online has a gross amount of information, but most of it's just copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, which is why I don't mind in descriptions me going, okay, so I got this. I started this at this time. Okay, well, I can copy the time and put the time over here because that's what time I did start this. And this is where the planets that stuck out to me. Okay, Venus was at this, and this was here, and this. Okay, so then I feel like putting it that order. Sure, I copied it. I didn't steal anybody's intellectual property. And even if I did, I'm like, I stole it. I borrowed this picture. Okay, now your picture is being used by even more. Is it to make me look great? No. Is it making me any money? No. I'm highlighting your work because I like it. Do you want it just stuffed under your bed or up in your art gallery so everybody has to pay $10 to look at it? Or do you want to be appreciated? I don't know who you are. I didn't steal it. But it's a different thing when you take somebody's words and like you copy it from my page anywhere, and then you go and you take somewhere else and you try to twist it around and then stick it back to me without going, okay, so I went over to Josh's page and I took these words, and they're in quotes. These are the words I took from this thing of his, and this is what I'm trying to tell all of you. Nobody does that because then they'd be red-handed. But for once, they actually wouldn't be stealing intellectual property. That's okay. I trust that everything will work out like it's supposed to. And everybody sets themselves up when they want to do things like that. I just live in pure love and appreciation. And everybody's fine. It's everybody's stuff. Fine. I didn't say it was mine. If it was, then, well, it is. I don't have to say it. It's just true. So there's this question where we all have to deal with. And most of the time, the ego wants to know something. And then, like, you ask your mom, hey, Mom, why is the sky blue? Because the atmosphere. Okay. Hey, everyone, the sky's blue. Yeah, it's actually gray today. No, but it's blue. You know why? Because of ozone? No, because the atmosphere. And that's how most people bring in their information. Maybe that's what this stuff looks like in a way. But it's not trying to prove any point other than what point it proves on its own. So it's different than trying to make up a face and to make it all like set everything up. So, oh look, see, this is my area. It's everything. This here is about me. Oh, so the symbol, that belongs to you. Yeah, kind of. It belongs to everyone, but it's my energy. Look, the difficult conversation. I can't imagine that before Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, especially Carl Jung, how fucking hard it was to talk to anybody ever, anywhere in the world about anything that wasn't cut and dry. Because everybody has to use a mind in order to talk about things. But then everyone is half a mind with their own mind. And then there's an image of a guy as the mind. But then where'd it come from if it didn't come from the body? But then all the bodies are connected. But how does it? Well, then we need science. And then we need the Encyclopedia Britannica. We need all these sciences to go gather all the samples and all that shit. And then here we are. All the world's known. And still nobody can make 2 and 2 connect. How fucking weird is that? But we can talk about it. We can use the word ego. But everyone has a different description. And then there's hierarchy of ego. Superego, id, or consciousness, and subconscious, and all these layers and stuff. Yeah. How does anybody get home and stand on their shit? Especially when everybody got their name from somebody else that don't even belong to you. It's just like, oh, made in Taiwan. Hey, look, I'm made in Taiwan. Hey, look, everybody, I'm made in Taiwan. Oh, hey, made in Taiwan. Hey, that guy's made in Taiwan too. Oh, so I'm first made in Taiwan. He's Taiwan too. He's made in Taiwan too. I'm made in Taiwan first. And this is the human conversation. It looks terrible in Congress. I mean, in the House, you see these people speaking in there. Oh my God! It's like a racial mob. Like everybody's wearing a mask. Everybody's racist. Everybody's haterade, and they just argue about nothing. And it goes nowhere. Well, what the fuck is all the paper on their desks for? Well, what does this conversation come out to? We're actually paying all those people to do what? Where's it going? How does it change anything? Fucking, it didn't change anything in my life. Not that I could tell. From all the resolutions they passed in the last 20 years. And if it did, well, they didn't send me a letter and say, hey, the Congress just decided that white guys over the age of 40 can't claim taxes unless they're married. And then she gets all the money. Oh, yeah, we already knew that. Oh, that's why we didn't send you the notice. I mean, god damn. Life is a journey. Beyond that, it's so much. It's so much granted to each of us as a piss ant. Every single one of us is a piss ant. There ain't nobody greater or lesser than anybody else. Everybody's a piss ant. And everyone is a demigod strapped in the cask of Amontillado walled up inside of themselves. Is probably the truest representation. But then why do we have oppressors and the oppressed? When most people oppress themselves more than they oppress anybody else. And those that actually oppress others have to be hiding behind a wall of people protecting them. Otherwise, the first person that they kick down would just fucking pop up and knock their fucking lights out. You know? But that doesn't happen. I got one more card here. So, it's illuminating that what the world, probably not mostly me or my viewers, because this is really has to do with why we're here. So it seems like the greater collective at large, the issue that we're dealing with out there in the Congress, all those that aren't self-actualized, self-proclaimed, whatever it is, to be who you are and to know it, deep down, near and far, and to still be able to develop and grow, and for us to be healing and trying to nurture the world that could give a shit less, unless you pull up and just drop some bands on their desk and you're like, fuck yeah, dog. Hey, you want to smoke a bowl with me? Watch it, kick back to the game, and then when you're gone, fuck, I'll get a whole bunch of hookers and I'm gonna get a new car and shit. Thanks, bro. Wouldn't it be nice? But the world at large, rich, poor, or whatever, those apart from those here with me, I don't know how to put it, are struggling with a lack of knowing how to nurture each other and themselves, creativity, and their self-worth, which is exactly why we're here, right? They're potentially having feelings of insecurity, imbalance in their relationships. They're neglecting their own needs and desires. So how can we uplift them? How can we start a new 5101? You know, like I was saying about therapy earlier, see, that's what's so complicated about starting a new civilization, a new church, a new whatever, is that the whole concept of a door, the door, okay, so that everybody that enters the lodge, right, has to agree to these things. But once they're in the lodge, well, they can see all our stuff, and they can get all our doctrine, and whatever, and then they can go out, and they can be like, I'm going to move to Alaska, and I'm going to pretend that I'm the only one, and I'll make up my own place, make everybody pay me, and I'll be the boss, you know? Or, I don't like them now. I'm gonna tear them all down. I'll make sure everybody hates the Masons. And so forth. Here I am, stuck. My head's on the goddamn pole. Here, there, and every fucking where. And underground, you can't touch it. It's already in you. It's already here with me. And apart from, ain't nobody tearing shit down. Ain't nobody fucking going off and starting their own goddamn thing. Not really. And that's one reason they made sure that all the land and all the place, that everyone was separate from themselves from the beginning of birth and having to be signed for by your parents who already lost their rights when they were born. And each of us has to earn our rights, or the right to I don't know. It's tricky, huh? Because rights are diminutive. Oh, if you're given rights, well, then that says that there's things you don't have the right to do. Huh. Oh, well, if you abide by the law, well, not everybody else is going to abide by the law. Oh, that's not fair. Right. So then everybody's stuck in a position of no position, having to find a position and to move into position, to have a position, to everybody needs a secretary or a banker or something. So everybody's fucked. So if I can't rise, nobody can rise. Because this is all that anybody ever fucking had. Every single person since the beginning of time. Nobody had any more than I have, and nobody had any less, technically. And everything they could have added up to would say the exact same things that I have to offer. So where do we go from there? And I'm going to leave it at that for now.